Alright, now we're gonna make the spider for the pattern, so I'm just gonna like base it off of this, probably not an upside down image. So we are going to go here, and of course this applies to any spider you want to make. So we're gonna try it right here and right here, and then bring that out a little. You gotta go to the left a little if you want it to select correctly, or you're just gonna select your ruler. And then I like to hold Alt and then press it again and drag it out. If you don't want your spider to be completely disconnected like this, you can just grab that and then, oh. See there, I grabbed the ruler. It's kind of hard to grab it, but if you do it just right, you can get it. And then we'll put the butt down here. I like to do the legs separate. Gosh. I wonder what's happening there. Let's delete that and there we go. That's not low enough in my opinion. So we're gonna go here. We might want to scale that up after, but it's okay. And then we're gonna go and bring this down because this spider was pretty rounded. And go like that. And we're gonna go right click, get a new layer on top of all of this stuff. Right click, fill path, okay. And then you wanna click off of your path just to see how it looks. It looks like it needs to move down a little bit and it's too high, but that's okay because you can go here, hit Control T, scale it up a little. Or once we scale it up, that's not so bad. So we can move that down some. And then make sure it's on the ruler. And then you can just hit the check mark. And then what we'll do is duplicate that layer. Control T, edit, transform, flip horizontal. Oh, wrong layer. Click on that layer and then click Control T again. And then it'll lock correctly. And make sure it's like even. So zoom in, make sure it's all good. And that is good right there. Alright, so that's looking good. So now we want to do the legs. We don't really need this anymore. For the legs anyway. So merge these two layers. Add a new layer. And then go to paths. And you can just kind of make the first point. So let's look back here. Looks like two of the legs are coming off the head, one's coming out of the middle, and then one's coming off the body. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna change them up a bit, I think, just for the tutorial. So I like to block it out first. And then of course you can go back and change the shape. It's a bit of a awkward looking spider, but you know, I'm just showing the basics. Maybe if the legs fanned out some, it would look better, like this. That's definitely better. And then of course you can go back and clean stuff up. And then we have one leg right down here on the body that needs to be added. I feel like that leg down in the middle is too short. So of course you can just grab it. And then maybe the first one and the last, or maybe they should fan out like that. They get longer as they go down. And now you want to add curves and curve them. Generally these curve down, and these can either curve up like that, or they can curve in as well. Sometimes there's spiders where these curve out and these curve in, like that. I think we might go with that right here. And then we're gonna do that here as well. Oops. And that leg right there, I think I should move it. So let's select all these points. Hit Control T. And it's the same as moving anything else. You can just... What if they all came off of the head? Would that be weird? I think that would be kind of weird. And then maybe this one can rotate down some. And then we'll rotate the other one a little more. Maybe I can just bring it down like that. I like that. And then we can... Did we add a new layer? We did. So we can right click and click fill path. Okay. And I lied, actually we do need that ruler, so we're gonna go this way. And we're just gonna grab our brush and add like... Oops. It's too big. And this is what I do to help me like line it up. Maybe we'll do just a weird color. We'll add that there. And then what you can do is delete this half of it. So then we'll have a good guide. So we can duplicate this layer now. And hit Control T, edit, transform, flip horizontal. And now you can drag it and just line it up by using that green dot right there. Or line, or whatever you want to call it. So you can see that that is 1 pixel away from the thing. So we're going to move that one 1 pixel away. And then hit OK. And then you can merge these two. And then you can grab your eraser and just, you know, get rid of that. And there's a front spider. One thing I like to do with things like this, so we're going to merge these layers, is select the pixels. And then we find our webbing. I think it's layer 12. Yep. Select, modify, expand. Literally just like 2 pixels. And then just delete part of the webbing to like define the spider a bit more, because it can be hard to see sometimes. And it gives it more pop without really obstructing the webbing like some comics do. And then of course, if you wanted that more spaced out webbing look, you could expand it by like 10. And then you could go down to your webbing and, you know, Control X, and then it'll have that more spaced out webbing. And then you, of course, you delete the little stragglers like right here. And then it gives you like kind of a guide where you'd want to erase. And then that's more like that spaced out webbing look that some Spider-Man comics have. But I personally don't care for that. Kind of like that Peter B. Parker into the Spider-Verse look. I just like the little space. So now I gotta do a back spider. So we're gonna, of course, add a new layer. And I recommend naming your layers so you know what's up. But, you know. And we are going to put that in the middle as well. And then we're gonna go to this and hide the texture. And we want to hide our muscle shading. And we're gonna grab this color by holding Alt when we have the brush selected. And then we're gonna create a new path. Let's name this spider. And create a new path and name it back spider. And what we can do here is just go like this. And then go here. Oh, I don't know if it'll let me do it. Hang on. because of the ruler, it's being weird. So what we'll actually do is we'll go here, and then here, and then here, and then we'll go back up. And then we'll hold Alt and like give it like a nice circle shape that we all know and love. And then you can make the legs. I don't know what I really want to do with these legs here. Maybe bring it in a little and give it like a little vintage looking vibe. Or maybe... I find back spiders to be harder personally, but we're just going to roll with it. We're going to hit Control C, Control V, and then Control T, and that'll let us move it and rotate it to where we need it. And then we can hit OK. Make sure the legs, they kind of like follow the curve. So this one's inner, this one's out. Hit OK. Control C, Control V, Control T. Rotate it. And then this one is pretty even with this one. Just rotate it a little. And then Control C, Control V, Control T. Pretty repetitive. Rotate that down, bring it in a little so it follows that curve. Hit OK. And you can right click and click Fill Path. Oh, make sure it says Path and not Subpath. And if you look there, oh, we need to create a new layer. Well, that's gonna, yeah, that'll work. What is our problem here? It's because this has alpha lock on, so we're gonna have to actually stroke it on our original, or fill it on our original layer. There we go. And you can see that there's an error here. What I do with that is I'll just, select it with the magic wand tool. Edit, fill. And as you can see, let's grow it by 1 pixel. Or what we can do is select the whole thing and then edit, fill, because I'll skip those pixels. And then look, it's completely clean. So now, as you can see, that's an issue that we only have half and it's on one layer. So we can just go like this. Control C, Control V, Control T, edit, transform, flip horizontal. Where are you at? That's odd. Oh, it's because there's a clipping mask. So we're just gonna have to trust it and lock it right there. Hit OK. And then merge these 2 layers. We're about to create a big mess. We're gonna merge these. And then we're gonna, what are you right here? We're gonna add the clipping masks to all of these, but you can kind of select them all at once. If you hold shift and go down, and then create clipping mask, and then you can bring this back. And then there's a back spider. It's not as round as I would have liked at the top. But you can just play with it. And let's turn back on our muscle shading. And then now it looks like a legit dye sub pattern. Obviously, you can mess with the muscle shading's opacity a little to brighten up your colors a bit if you want, once you have the textures on. But it's all personal preference. So there you go.